Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. This song is called Columbus Circle by Brandon Moeller. Shout out to Brandon with the deep house. 124 BPM, 6-minute song. Let's keep it rolling until the lifer gets here. 58 seconds and counting to the intro, baby. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to each and every one of you. Share this, send it out. Tell people this is the weekly candle close, the best one every single week, every single Sunday night. We have not missed a weekly candle close, I believe, in over 2 years. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And we're going to wind this down here. Get that music paused on, and we'll be back to Columbus Circle by Brandon Moeller in a second. Bless you all. Thank you for being here. Bam, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Let's get that lemon into the water. Late night lemon, though. You may not want to do it, but it's up to you. I'm going to have a little bit of lemon into the water. Almost tripped there. Sorry about that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you. Maybe I can get a little more boom up. Yeah, I can get a couple more. Thank you there. Let's get that music back up and running. Love the music. You know how I love that music. All right, let's see what's happening to Bitcoin. Ooh, I didn't do it this time. I'm on the live screen this time. I avoided danger already. Shout out to everybody here. May God bless you, regardless of whether you're on the left or the right or the middle. The Blaze TV, YouTube just ran a good special 1 hour on why Bitcoin is needed. No significant politics in that discussion. Thank you for saying that. The Blaze TV, let's check out that, what he's saying about Bitcoin. All right. CUDOS was tight in the channel. It pumped all the way up to resistance for a quick little bit of gain. A couple wicks up here looking interesting, but it's still on my radar. CUDOS. Let's take a look at it here on the 22-hour time frame. I got an alert on it that went off. I had to see what was going down, and the 22 hours still showing signs of a possible bigger move to the upside. I would keep CUDOS on the radar as it's getting tight. Moving averages are close, and there's still room for movement to the upside. High volume node that we're back above. And that's also a previous resistance that's flipped as support. That's an SR flip. And we had bounced off of a 786 fib, and we're in the golden pocket right now. You can see between the 0.65 and the 0.618. Yeah, I got a text message from my dad's sister. My dad had two sisters and a brother. My dad was the youngest. All right, my dad was 76. I believe his oldest was about, I'm going to say she was 84. Maybe even 86. She might have been 8 or 10 years. I'm going to find out. I should know, but I don't know exactly. I believe she was born in 1938. And so I find out this morning, yeah, Matthew called the police. My cousin called the cops, and they found her dead. Oh, man. Well, my mom's going to come home, and I love when my mom comes home. But so my aunt passed away tonight. Well, we found out tonight. We don't know how long she's been dead. Could have been 2 days, could have been 3 days. She lived alone. She didn't talk to many people. She kept to herself. I checked up on her once. I checked up on her here and there. Not enough, though. I could have done better. There's some other things, but, But, man, my dad's sister, took her to lunch a few times, hung out with her. We recently saw her not too long ago, you know? And again, I guess I saw her at my dad's funeral just 3 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago now. Man. So my dad's sister, the second oldest of the family, passed away. We don't know when, but I found out a half an hour before the live stream. I just told my mom and my sisters, you know. In my entire life, I think I'd seen her 20 or 30 times. You know what I mean? We weren't entirely close, you know, but it's still, you know, it reminds me a lot of my dad's passing and my uncle and, that's not fair to yourself, man. All of us know the type of man you are. My deepest condolences. Thank you, man. Cup and handy on Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Wag Me Games on fire. I like that. Shout out to Crypto Billy, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here. Sorry for your loss, lifer. Yeah, you know, it's, you know, and you all been so nice about the passing of my father. I hate to, I don't want to sit here and keep talking about deaths, but I guess it's, you know, it's just that I'm getting that age, you know, where relatives are getting older. I'm 40, all my relatives are 80. My parents were with a baby, so everyone's old, you know. We love you, lifer. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. She's with your father now. I know that's what I think is kind of cool, man. You know, they're together. They're together. So anyway, let's get into Bitcoin. Let me shake it off for now, but insanity. Just the amount of things that have been going on in my life recently are just been crazy. So I toy with this idea that we had a really nice channel that we technically had here and we broke from and came back of, and we could be attempting to hold here. This song has like cool street sounds, like like sirens and stuff. So it's gonna make you think there's sirens in your house, but it's just this song. They just kind of throw them in there. So let's take a look here. I mean, the price action has been insanely scammy. Be very careful, all right? Like right now, the 7-minute wants to complete a dump. Let's see how long it wants to dump for. I guess we can't just bring this back and say, okay, come back down to the channel. But this is the channel that we've been in for Bitcoin. And I keep telling you that we gotta close candles above 25.9 and stay above it, really hold. Like this level has to SR flip right here. See that cop car? Previous resistance becomes support right here. This has to bounce. You want to get a nice bounce here, okay, for Bitcoin. Falling wedges do break up. I wouldn't, you know, honestly, I attempted to trade some of this. I never weekend traded, and I found out, just even with small amounts, just to find out what goes on. And weekend trading is absolutely horrible. It's just disgusting. Like, I'm sorry to say, it's gross. But, you know, the fact that we're above the 200 and we're coming to hit it tells me we should get a bit of a bounce here. There's a little bit of divergence right here. It's this RSI swinging up. We should be getting a bounce out of the falling wedge back to the upside here. I see what someone was saying. I think they were talking about this cup and handle here to the upside. I feel kind of strange knowing that my aunt just passed away. I just feel a little weird. I can't explain it. It's part of life. It's okay to talk about it. We love you, man. Best mentor in the game. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. DGen like button for Sammy. Shout out to Maybe a Band-Aid. God bless you, brother. What is it? What is the name Maybe a Band-Aid? Could you tell us a little bit about that? We're interested. You have a star. You're an inside lifer. We want to know, what is Maybe a Band-Aid? What is it all about? Scalp on MMR for the damn, and NMR was amazing. I'm logging Filecoin. Love you, Sammy. We're here for you. Shout out to Crypto Bellico. Soon weekend trading will be up only. When price discovery happens, it's up only, baby. It's going to be amazing. Oof. Sorry to hear, man. I hope you're okay. Thank you, Chaos. Lost my great aunt as well, Sammy. We're here for you. Thank you, Darth Dude. God bless you, brother. Be strong, Teacher Sam. We love you. Thank you, Satoshi Love, man. Shout out to Mike Hawk. Shout out to Mike Hawk. We love you, Mr. Hawk. Stay hawkish. Actually, stay dovish if you can. Shout out to you, man. Curious, man. Want to know. Celebrate life. Shout out to Abdominal Breadman Spaghetti Rigetti, gifting a crypto membership, a lifer membership, and sees the day, snatched it fast. My father drugged me all my childhood. You're looking, bro. You got members and can get good dreams with him. Drugged me my whole childhood. Jesus. Thank you. I hear some bad stories. I'm sorry to hear that, man. May God bless you, and let's pray for you, man. That's horrible. I think we should chip in on another 200x move for Sammy to cheer. You guys are funny. Mike Hawk is a hell of a guy. I don't know who Mike Hawk is, but you guys seem to love this dude. I'll be honest, my foot is itchy, and I don't know why. Both my feet are super itchy. I always think it's the water, man. You know? Why are my feet so itchy? Sorry to say that. They're usually not, too, so it's a weird thing. Damn, I didn't know that somebody gifted me one. Shout out to Crash Gordon in the house. We love you. Crash Gordon. CR Hash Gordon, my man. Michael Mabry. Sorry for your loss, brother. Thank you. Why is everyone liking this Mike? Mike Hawk has taken over the stream. Who is Mike Hawk? Now we have to find out. I don't know. I don't even think we should Google it. I used to play with Mike Hawk a lot. Stop saying his name. Okay, yeah, I don't know who it is. You guys are so. You guys, I get it now. I get it. But I said Mike Hawk, so like, I felt like Mike Hawk, like, you know, if you blend it together, you guys are doing this when I'm grieving. Like, I just found out someone died. You know what I mean? I just found out somebody died. I'm just saying, like I know, like, I'm trying to make this funny now, but like, I literally just found out somebody died. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm not going to be in the best, sharpest of minds. You know what I mean? My girlfriend loves Mike. Oh my gosh. You guys are stupid. Condolences to you and your family, man. I appreciate the laugh. All right? I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Mike. I can't even say any names you guys write down. Gary is going to have to sign off. You're funny. Which is the best time to laugh? Our loved ones would want us to laugh in these times. Crying makes them sad too. You're smiling now. It was worth it. We love you, Liver. I believe so. Hawk walks among us. Lift him up. Shout out to Crypto Billy, man. Is there a golden pocket on Bitcoin 24,200 on the 4-hour high yet 3-day looking bullish NFA? $25,600 I see. Yeah. I don't know where you're pulling the fib from. Here, maybe? Or like this? I don't know what you're doing. I would pull it from wick to wick here. You know. All right. Let's break down Bitcoin for us like we do every single day. All right. I'm going to use the KuCoin chart because it has good liquidity and it makes sense. And I have my backup for my Binance. I'm just going to rip this chart apart right now. Okay. We're getting a dump right now as we speak. Losing key levels. But you know what? We've been up and down all weekend. So. My girlfriend wishes it was a better time. Yeah, I know. Sorry that she said that to you. Not everyone is blessed. You know what I mean? Okay. First thing we do is we look at our, you know what it is, right? Shout out to everybody as we get ready here for Bitcoin and the weekly candle close. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate it for coming on it. Give this man guy a bugle. Oh, man. Red like a tomato over here. Remember that day I was like, don't call me a tomato? And we went in. That was funny. Oh, my God. I'm sweating I'm sweating now. I gotta turn the fan on. Forgive me if you hear a little air tonight there, but I just got to turn the fan on there. Just a little too much heat in the house for me. All that power. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at the weekly candle close. Now, it closed in a bearish hammer. That's a bearish candle. We got a little wick to the upside with these other 3 wicks. So, okay, you could say there was buy pressure, but it was definitely a bearish hammer, okay? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. It opened at $26,101.40. The high was $28,148.80. The low was $25,533 and $25,334.80. Sorry, that was the low, $25,334.80, and it would close at $25,972.50 on the week. Only down $128 the entire week. Bitcoin would only drop $128. So basically, it would be flat for an entire week. A lot of things went up and down inside that week, but at the end of the day, it's been trying to put a Band-Aid on what my utterly meaningless life. My old YouTube name was not a Band-Aid, so change it to maybe a Band-Aid. We love you, man. He came strong with that. After my dad died, and then my fiance left me 3 weeks after his funeral. Really lost it for a while. But he had a depression after his dad passed. Itchy feet equals gains on gains. I hope so. No matter how old you get, the universe puts bumps in the road. Sometimes you get Fiat. You just get a flat. Just change that tire and keep on rolling, brother. Ham City, I love you, man. Bitcoin keeps getting rejected, I know. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the weekly areas. So we got a nice weekly spot here for bitty Bitcoin. 30,600 resistance on the weekly. All right, then we also have about 25,800. Some candles have closed there. We don't want to lose that level. We still have yet to close candles lower on the weekly. See that? We still have a higher low on the weekly intact, technically. You see this? By like a pincherino, but if we get real close on this, that little candle here still is yet to close on these candles. Okay, so areas to watch for Bitcoin. We lose 25.9. We drop to 24,280. Okay, that's just what happens. Pat Summerall here for your opening game against the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. It's 1985. Welcome here, everybody, to the stadium, Candlestick Park. It's going to be a wild one with Steve Young back here. You know, he just took the ball and, the team away from Montana. Montana moving to Kansas City. You remember that game? I watched that game with my dad. Look how beautiful that move was. You like that move with the double action. I know you like that. I just don't want to cover the VPR there. So we know our levels to watch here for Bitcoin. We'll keep this on KuCoin and we'll just leave this. But if we lose 25.9, 24,280, 24,280, 21.9, 21.9 to 20,009, and then back to 19K, you could say maybe a little bit of move right there at about 19,600. So these are the levels to watch for Bitcoin if we lose the levels, okay? It's not over till you can't say that anymore, right? It's not over until it happens. So, but these are big levels we're going to watch and stay kind of privy to, all right? Slap on the moving averages until we get back above the 200 SMA. I remain bearish. If we go below the 50, it'll get even worse. I'd like to see if the 50 can keep us in line there on the weekly. Here again, we don't want to lose this, which I believe is the 100-day moving average. But it looks like, look, anytime you get the 200 crossing, there's the death cross there. Look what happened after the death cross. The 3-day had a death cross, and then, boom, a nasty drop happened. So, I mean, and people say, oh, it's, a late indicator. I don't listen to them, and, but you just got to pay attention to the simple moving averages, okay? So, now we got the cross here, and now the daily's also hugging the support for whatever reason. Bounce, bounce, bounce. The daily does not want to give up. This 25,900 area, it's just been such a battle for Bitcoin. And this is actually the 3-day chart. Forgive me, the 3-day chart. 3-day chart's extremely, extremely oversold. MACD really wants to turn. RSI is even low. The thing about the RSI that's interesting is it's hugging onto a hidden bullish divergence. Unless we get a nasty drop and we break this angle, and this angle comes to a downward or flat angle, which could happen, we eventually will get, we have hidden bullish divergence, which tells us we'll make a high above this high. So just, that's the thing that's given me, I'm not saying, oh, it's all bullish because of this, but I keep bringing it up every day because I got to show you guys what it is, okay? I got to show you what it is. So that's like the 3-day, and then we can go to the daily, and the daily's just kind of in this weird mix. Bit of bullish divergence on this divergence indicator. Lack of bearish momentum on the MACD. Falling volume, falling price a little bit, and the RSI could somewhat go lower. My wife and daughters love you too. Much Weshigan love. Thank you so much. Shout out to Indie Rock Crypto in the house. Daily ready to drop. NBA commentators fired him. He kept talking about crypto during the games. The guy kept bringing up Cardano's. He kept saying he wanted to go to Cardano. And we were like, where is Cardano, buddy? Where is the Cardano button over here? I love you, Billy. Thank you for everything, man. It's crazy when you go live every single day, even if you don't want your life to become like a reality show, kind of, it's going to be. And that's why I wanted to blend this into, I watch YouTubers go live every day, and I loved it. I did. I love that stuff, So I've always wanted this show to be a mix. I never wanted to fall into just a TA guy. Just a TA guy. I mean, I know I came through with the TA, and I know you guys come here for the TA, and my responsibility is to teach. But I also wanted to kind of, maybe a couple times a month, bring you into real life scenarios, real life situations. And, as sad as I am about my dad passing, for you to guys watch me go through something that real, pretty insane. So, if I could have just been a beacon of hope to others during the hardest times of my life, and if that's what God wants for me, then that's what I will do, I stopped being confused when I realized I'll do what God wants me to do, I have a passion for the charts and, but I'll listen and I will mention God's name during my live stream every day, and I will live the best I can by my wife and kids, and, I'll do right by my community and by each and every one of you, and that's my commitment to myself and to you. If I stay committed to you all, I'll have a great life and I'll do the right thing, you know what I mean? So through your love and my love, and through my commitment, my life will go great. So if I just stay committed to my students, if I stay committed to my trading group, if I stay committed to what I'm doing here, and I don't let life distract me, I don't let life take me by, I keep pushing, then we're all going to win together, and we're going to have a great time. So, hey, let's keep moving every single day. So God bless my aunt, Maureen RUNE. She kept her name from her husband. She got divorced, She eventually lived alone for most of her, the end of her life. I grew up in a house here in Boston, West Roxbury, and she ended up getting a plot of land, when my grandfather passed away, on that same plot of land, and she lives, a 7-minute drive from my house here, and she lived in Colorado for many, many years, and she came back home, I believe in her, I'd say early 60s, and she spent, 20 years. I believe I'm going to find out her exact age. I believe she was 86 or 87 years old. All right. She's the oldest of all the kids in my dad's family. She was the oldest, So they came from pretty good genes, So this could be a falling, broadening wedge that could break back to the upside, come on down here, make a beautiful bullish divergence on the daily possibly, right? which already kind of has something here, and then we could still get a blast up to 33,000. The daily, see, the DXY doesn't look amazing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, so I'm putting this out there. Maybe we make a big bullish divergence on the daily here. Just something to pay attention to, okay? Just to pay attention to. I'm not forcing it on you. The faithful shall find rest with the Lord. My folks had nice pants too. Why did Starfield try to steal your icon? Promo is interesting. Break new high could get us to $8. I've been up on my DCA this month. My man. Been investing in myself as much as possible in this bear market, getting there with my trading. But I saw you never stop learning no matter how experienced you are. It's something. But I say, yep, exactly. Beginner's mind. You're great, Sam. Follow your intuition and do what you feel is right. Thank you. Well, it's called The Beginner's Mind. My good friend, he made an album called The Beginner's Mind. And I said, what's that all about? He said, well, the second you think you know it all and you think you're an expert, you stop learning because you know it all, right? So if you could convince yourself you're a beginner, no matter how deep you are into something, you'll always continue to learn. And that's like the beauty of a beginner's mind, right? That's the whole thing, So I love that idea. I keep that kind of in my thoughts. Here's another crazy idea. Could we be making a symmetrical triangle here? Something I haven't even thought about. I haven't even talked about this yet. I don't see anyone else really kind of mentioning this, but it's a possibility. It's a possibility, mate. And this is also a beautiful double bottom. Double bottoms break up to the upside. I mean, this would be crazy, right? Not saying this is a guarantee, but it's something that we have to consider. All right. So it's not all bearish and bullish. I like to give you all the scenarios. All right. All the different scenarios here. It's pretty wacky though. But I'm open-minded. We technically didn't make a lower low on the daily as well, which is very, very interesting. So let's raise this up here. So that's a strong support, 25,677. We have bounced, all right? It's the value area low, right, from that point of control there. We're not done yet. We're zooming on in now, but this is the first time I drew this kind of falling wedge. And this is the first time that I saw this possible idea that we could be breaking back up. And honestly, now you see this could be a symmetrical triangle that we end up making, which will either break up or down when we get tight inside the zone. All right. Bitcoin likely to go sideways even more tomorrow with the fact that the stock market will be closed, all right, for Labor Day. So just pay attention to that. Keep that on your radar as well for Bitcoin. So let's zoom in now and let's take a look at our daily support and resistance. Let's look at what we have to fight on the local time frames. Right here off the bat, I see this as a falling wedge that broke out but broke back inside. And honestly, could continue back out. You could see a possible move there. So I see something here like this. This is the only kind of thing I can see that I can make, market structure of. Can you look at BLZ for a short? Shout out to Barry L UFC, my man. We will do that. BLZ USDT. Lately, I waited a little long. Let me just jump into these quick for a short. 22-hour looks like it could have a little gas. I had it in this little flag looking at it. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours getting a little overbought. We could say maybe it's at the top of this channel. Now, the 1 hour is a bit overbought here, but just be careful. It may pump and retest. But yeah, you're in a bit of a rising wedge and you're far away from the 21. But I don't know if you get too much because the 21 will come up. Maybe a tiny short here. Looks more like sideways price action consolidating. And I could be wrong. You might get a little short there. But I'm not loving it. The daily is more oversold too, so just be careful. And you just got a golden cross. So I would, and I could be wrong. Maybe it dumps all the way down and I'm out of my mind. You are getting far away in the moving averages. But you seem to SR flip the zone. I'd watch the smaller before a big short here, I would watch the smaller time frame. I'm going to straighten this out for you and see if the 1 hour did a bearish retest of this downward trend line here, like something like this. And then we could short down to this level and we'd lose the point of control. But I really wouldn't short unless we lost the POC at 11,509. Unless you're just taking a tiny little scalp. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice. You do whatever makes you happy. And I could be completely wrong here. I can't, But from what I'm seeing, possibly a little short. There's a chance you could get lucky, keep the short open, then it bears retest. And it does turn into a huge short. So that, you are at resistance. You are at the top of a channel. And you're overbought of the 1 hour time frame. You would assume, we have to, the probability is that we will get a move to the downside. How far down is the question? How big of the trade could it be? And just be careful for a Bitcoin short squeeze that could just kind of break up everything tonight on low volume too. So just be very, very careful. BlackRock wants to crash Bitcoin and bankrupt Binance to then launch an ETF and take control of the Bitcoin market. I don't think they'll be able to bankrupt Binance. Binance has opened up in too many countries recently. They can rock Binance in the U.S. They can do certain things. They can take more control of Bitcoin in the U.S. I think that's more the idea. But Binance is just too international, and I could be wrong. But in my mind, I don't see Binance collapse. I just don't see it happening. I just don't. Their infrastructure is just has been built for too long. Like their foundation is too strong. But you never know. Anything is possible. So there's more liquidity to the downside. This guy at 25,000 has been here for 5-6 days now. He's not leaving. Well, he'll probably be here tomorrow when we bring up the live stream at 10 a.m. There's just more liquidity to the downside than to the upside here for Bitcoin. We also have 26,003 and 26,400 kind of hanging out there. 436, 148, and 469 Bitcoin above us. Suggest that we may try to grab that brass ring above us. So there's liquidity above us, and it's closer. However, actually, I don't know. That's not true. The liquidity closest is down. At the end of the day, BOOKMAP says lower, but we're sideways without any volume. I wouldn't be surprised if we went sideways again later tomorrow. Let's get back into Bitcoin. So here's the daily. Getting a little overbought, right? Hitting the top of a channel. Can't seem to get above this point of control on the daily, which is 26,050. It's a look, bounce, 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 resistance. So we're going to have to SR flip the POC. We're going to have to SR flip 26,000, 26,050. All right. Who wins, LSU or FSU? FSU, baby, every time. ADA looking breakout. Stop loss and profit. Let's go. ADA long breaking out. Binance in Dubai now too. Yeah. And watch, they'll be one of the first people in Hong Kong as well. You know what I mean? So. All right, let's move into the 4-hour time frame. 4 hours overbought, at a resistance, can't seem to cook. And you got a rising wedge, right? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. Back to where they began, at least back somewhere here. We could open this up, and this is telling you that the 4-hour probably could come back down to 25.5, and that's exactly what BOOKMAP is also corroborating. And this 4-hour would take us down, baby, down, 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 down. So the 4-hour, if we look at no other time frame, and we collect our thoughts here, suggests we could get a nice move to the downside. Something's weird here. I'll have to figure it out. I don't get the risk reward ratio for some reason being calculated. It's all good though. You're going to risk 0.61 to grab 1.618. That's about almost a 3-to-1. 1.8 would be a 3-to-1, right? Because 6 times 3 is 18. So I can already tell by the math it's a pretty good trade. It's like a 2.87, right? Yeah, it's a 2.75 if I divide 1.68 by the 6.1. 2.75 risk-reward ratio. All right. OG looking to heat back up on the 786. OG banging on them. You have it upside down, Lifer. I do, right? Oh, I was playing with this thing upside down. You're right? Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I would expect me to do something funky if my aunt died, you know. I'd hope I'd be a human being. It's weird how it still says... Oh, now it's an 8.4, see? I'd take a 2.6 here, you know what I mean? But look, above the point of control, 4 hour looks like it may dump here to the downside. So that's what I see happening for Bitcoin. You know? Rejection, you know, you can't... I stay short unless you can get back above previous resistances. All right. Huge buys and low, levy, heavy ride. So 4 hour also looks overbought. All right. Lack of bearish, bullish momentum on the MACD as well. And our 1 hour also pointing to the downside. Our 15-minute attempting to save the day out of this tiny little falling wedge here. See how we did that? We worked our way from the weekly down to the 3-day, and then we finally got to where we're at now. That's what you'll find on my channel every single day here. For the first 10 to 20 minutes, we'll break down Bitcoin for you and kind of just settle in together mentally. Once we're settled in together mentally, we get our structure and we begin to build. All right. No buy for us, full stop, sell for us, Filecoin. Now I would not open that short that I'm showing you there until the 15-minute can kind of, unless one or two things. The small time frame does a bearish retest here and we start to drop. We lose this 200 SMA. Or we come up here and then we make a nice M pattern here. See that? And we can't get back above resistance at 2660. So wait for this 15-minute to come back up. Can get a long scalp and then even possibly open up the short. And you can get 2 trades out of it. So we're going to watch the 15-minute for confirmation. I put alerts up here, which is kind of cool. Let me show you. You can double-click the RSI. Get off the paintbrush. And I can put alerts like right here and like right here. And what will happen is when price action comes back up to this area, and sometimes I'll put one in here just in case, it'll alert me and I won't have to sit and watch the 15-minute, right? Look, now we're breaking down though. See, this is what we're looking for. And you want to see if this keeps moving down and then the next time you come back up for the bearish retest, then you take the short. Okay? These are key areas you want to look for. And then I look at smaller time frames and look for I want to see a bear flag or, you know, some type of bearish retest here too. And Bitcoin back again, about to lose 25.9, that same area we talked about all day. So I just see Bitcoin going up back and forth. This is chop, you know. But there's more liquidity to the downside. BOOKMAP has the closest liquidity. BOOKMAP says we're going to 25.5 pretty fast. So BOOKMAP's usually pretty spot on, all right? So I wouldn't fight BOOKMAP. We've seen it win many times. And as a bullish divergence, that's a funny thing too. Divergence is easier when there's low liquidity. I've been watching. If you want to sign up for BOOKMAP, link in the description below. We'd love to see you do that. All right. Also, ITrust Capital, a great place to have a Roth IRA. I mean, it's tax free. It's unbelievable. Plan for the future with an ITrust Capital IRA. You can transfer your previous IRA in there. It's absolutely amazing. You'll absolutely love the customer service. You'll love the way you're treated. You can get your Bitcoin or your cash. You have access to either. ITrust Capital is the place to be. You'll absolutely love ITrust Capital. I'm telling you right now, great people to be associated with. And I don't like to associate with random companies. ITrust Capital is spot on. One of the best people to know in the house, in the game, in the industry, baby. ITrust Capital. So check them out today. Link in the description below. Hit the QR code if you would like to find out more about ITrust Capital, why I'm bringing them up, and why I like them. All right. Then we got MEXC, baby. MEXC.com, spot, maker, and taker fees. 0 future maker fee, 0.1 taker fee. The least fees in the game. If you're going to learn to trade, They got a demo account. The demo gives you 50,000. We encourage you to demo trade, to find your sauce before you lose money. Use the demo account to find your technique. All right? It's basically like using a video game to race cars and then getting into the cars. You have to smash the car up to learn how to accelerate, to learn how to turn. The same thing was astronauts. They didn't go into the moon immediately. They put them in a simulation, didn't they? They learned how to do it first before they decided to lose their lives or almost lose their lives up in space. Sometimes they did. God rest their souls. Strange night as death is upon us for a second time for me. And just, God rest the soul of my aunt as she decides to leave this earth after many, many years on earth. 80 years, 87 years, 88 almost maybe. She lived a long life, They grew up hard and funny. Her and my dad spoke. They didn't speak. They didn't have the best relationship. My dad was a tough cookie, man. I'll tell you what. And she was too. You know what I mean? They kind of had their own life. I think they talked once a year here and there, maybe, But I don't think they had seen each other in a long time. I'd say 10 or 15 years, maybe even longer. Well, even my dad kept to himself a little bit, and so did my aunt. So they kind of had that similar thing going on. So just be careful longing or shorting tonight. They're usually just going to go down till they get the 100Xs and 50Xs, go back up, and it's a lot of chop, Stochastics do say the 15-minute will break back to the upside out of a falling wedge, and we'll see what happens. So you're above the 200 SMA. You got once you break below this, that's probably the beginning of a bigger downfall. So we can wait for this. And you're also the most volatile Sunday night, even though it is into Monday, but I just don't see we're going to get the movement. It's Labor Day weekend, too, so we probably have less viewership tonight on YouTube in general. Most people are with their family. It's last camping. Very hot today, too. It was I believe it's going to be in the 90s tomorrow. If I'm not correct. It said that last week. I don't know if it's changed. Thursday, it's going to be 90 degrees. Wednesday, it's going to be 89. All summer, it hasn't been that hot. We had 1 or 2 days that hot the entire summer. So crazy. So the first week of school back from, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be in the high 80s. Wow. Thank God I kept the AC in, right? Oof. It's going to be a pounder. Anyway, so watch out for the 15-minute to bounce back to the upside here. Possibly make an M pattern and drop. Otherwise, it's going to drop here. Look for some bear flag then and maybe a bearish retest. Either way, I still see a short more than likely on the 4-hour. Just using the smaller time frames to pinpoint how it's going to go and how it's going to play out. So, and I stick to it, and I could be wrong. Anything is possible. We shall see. It's a pretty nice divergence there that we did catch. So right here is a nasty divergence. Usually that it should be your low. But, Bitcoin also had a nasty divergence here, and we made a low lower than that eventually, and it's been all over the place. So only time will tell. So I see some bullish, I see some bearish. For me, Bitcoin has to break back above 26,060, and then even this side, 26,008. There's just key levels we got to start digging through for us to actually start a big bullish trend again, So that's, I don't really have to say much more about Bitcoin. I believe I'm kind of long-winded there. Let's take a look at the DXY. What I've been talking about is this 4-hour getting overbought and dropping to the downside. This awesome double top here for the dollar, okay? Moving averages far apart, 200 wanting to bring price down. We even kind of have a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Not perfect. But I want to see this move further to the downside. The 4 hours overbought. Daily. Kind of sad because the daily says, hey, I want to pump. So let's watch this 1 hour and the 4 hour, which both actually want to dump here. All right. And let's see if they can get a dump first before the daily wants to take over. Yikes. Monday's going to be interesting for the DXY. I believe DXY forward currency will move no matter what, 24/7. So it never stops. It's like crypto, baby. LBVV, LGBTQ, USDT, Gaze Inu. How long has this coin been out? since May. That thing just got, wow. Kika. It's up today, though. Alien. Just showing you some of the weird names here. Marble, Crypt, BCT. Not a lot of love here in the altcoins. Like, I haven't been going altcoin crazy. We still made some gains, though. We've been finding coins that matter. Ton looks interesting, right? And, again, token metrics also helps us pinpoint coins that make sense. This coin had a huge pump, though. I would look for, even if it gets a nice little scalp here on the smaller time frame. But I would look for this to kind of slowly make a move down like I'm showing you. And actually, possible short back to the 21-day moving average. So, ton looks like we could short this puppy back to the 21 for some nice gains. So, I'd keep that on your radar as well. I got some shorts, actually, that look more likely. Some coins that have pumped up pretty nice. JOYSTREAM's been on the radar. Let's talk about JOYSTREAM. It's kind of like this decentralized YouTube. We'll break it down a little more, do another video about it. It's interesting to me. I like coins like that have a use case and utility right off the bat. It's a lot more interesting to talk about. Oversold here. Moving average is a little far apart. Daily also. 4-hour time frame. It's consolidating. You can't hate on it entirely. Consolidating on right here a little bit. But not amazing. I'd like to see it pump back up. But it's getting tight. Kind of put a twisted sister here to see which way does it want to choose. Does it come up, come back down, or does it stay more sideways? Starting to consolidate pretty nicely for JOYSTREAM. I'd like to see this, and if it broke out and retested there, I mean, that would be a beautiful swing. If I could get that chunk. And that swing would be like somewhere between 0.2 and 0.316, a nice 50% gain out of JOYSTREAM. So I put an alert there. I watch that. See, I keep multiple alerts all over the place. Multiple things, and I'm just keep it moving. AGLD pumping to the upside. I looked at it. Look at that thing. Look at that. Adventure Gold, falling wedge. I put an alert on that thing, and that thing pumped to the upside. That's a coin that almost just always keeps on giving. Seems to almost always produce some type of gain for me. AGLD, baby. Wow. I saw a falling wedge. I just set an alert on it. I said, man, that thing looks like it could break on up at one point. And I think it pumped up nicely. AGLD. Adventure Gold. 81%. Still holding a gain right there of about 49.9, right? And that's what you do. You identify tight moving averages, falling wedges, areas of support and resistance, like previous resistance there, previous resistance, bounce. Bounce again. Do we have the divergence? Swing down while the RSI swings up, and you just... And there you have a nice pump for 80%, still holding 50% gains. AGLD, all right? There's a coin in the trading group we talk about a lot. Let's talk about FET, which was a nice gainer. Did it hold? Let's see what's happening for FET on the 4-hour time frame. Believe it was going to go right to the target. Let's take a look at it. It looks like it wicked almost to the target there, but FET is up a beautiful... about 16% gains from when we first put it out, and still holding about a 12% in about 36 hours, maybe less for FET on the 4-hour time frame for a nice pump. Look for it to come back down, but it could have just flagged back here again and possibly get a little more love for one more pump for FET before it has to have maybe a bigger move to the downside. I personally hold FET long term, DCA into it, and I like me a little FET. Blur is that NFT marketplace, which is kind of like an insider kind of thing. No one really liked it. We saw this kind of descending triangle vibe there. See that? And look, it did dump further to the downside. Someone was asking me about that. It went exactly where we thought it could. I like this FXS fracture. People talking about it a little bit. It's getting some love on Banter, which is getting more people to think about it, right? Building some bags. Slight divergence, not amazing though. Could have come further down. The daily is oversold. I'll keep it on my radar. I'm not totally in love with it. Wait for it to break out and retest, even if it broke back above 688. But if it can break back above this level here too, which is about $6.05. Put an alert on this before I forget. ARPA likes to pump for big, again, when Bitcoin dumps, this thing likes to kind of do whatever it wants. Didn't really do much there. API 3 had a little bit of a move. Rejected by the 200 SMA there, you can see. Possible head and shoulder forming. Looks like it's making some type of falling wedge here. Getting some weird mixed signals from it, though, because it does have a previous support and resistance flip. 1 hour kind of wants to get busy. So you could say it's in this symmetrical triangle. Attempting to break out. Moving averages are getting tight with the 21 curling up, which is a good sign. You can get a pump. Chance this thing makes a move tonight as it gets tighter in that symmetrical. Fusion is just sitting in this ascending triangle, you see? A big move is going to happen. A move is coming. So I like to find things that I know, you could tell by the TA that a move is coming. That's going to get tighter in there. I don't like those candles. It tells me that the spread is tough, but just a little low volume. But that thing could break on out. Definitely worth just keeping on the radar. See if it gets a little more. Injective protocol still been on my radar. That bigger pattern, that higher low is still hanging out. It keeps kind of edging outside of the trend line, though. But the general thesis is still intact. I just want to get it to give it that bounce out of this cup and handle. We've been waiting for the bounce. It's going to take its time, but daily's finally getting oversold with the higher low, so I like what I'm seeing here for Injective. Nothing has changed for Injective. It's still on the radar. Let's take a look at the bigger time frame, like the 3-day. Yeah, the 3-day is very oversold. 2-day, daily. Even the 22 with that bullish divergence there on the indicator, telling me that something's brewing here for Injective. So I'd pay attention here to Injective. It's definitely on my radar. I'm going to move my alert over again. I don't know how I lost my headphones. And shout out to everybody here. We have 4.78 million channel views so far. What a blessing. It's been amazing. 1 million watch hours. God bless each and every one of you for helping me accomplish things that I never thought humanly possible. Thank you so much, man, as we continue to grind every single day. Let's take a look at the chat. Shout out to everybody here on the chat. And $34 in chat revenue. You people are amazing. Super chats, NMR, and shipping. Ada looking to get in on AKRO for its last leg towards the 21 MA on the daily. Just technical opinions. Yeah, I believe AKRO will make a further move to the downside. That's another coin that has a bit of a short going on. Everybody, type 1 if you like ice cream. Type 1 if you like ice cream. Type 2, type 1 if you like chocolate. Type 2 if you like vanilla. All right? And it could be gelato or frozen yogurt. Just chocolate or vanilla. 1 for chocolate, 2 for vanilla. We got a lot of chocolate people here. Nobody wants the vanilla. Everyone wants the chocolate. The monthly RSI and Bitcoin on the low was 67. Now it's high. We can really follow this pattern and cause the daily, weekly are my life revisions. Yeah, we could go lower, man. I believe, for sure. Choco, baby. Everyone wants chocolate, man. Oh, Stacks a vanilla guy. Do a little trade for us, man. Nah, on low volume weekend? Nah, not happening. Can you drop 10 lists for next bull run, please? And thank you. Join the trading group. We got so much great information for you. We got a great list here, too, in the trading group that someone made for us, which I find amazing. Has some of the coins I like. Not every one that we'll find, but a good amount. You might want to find. You might want to just stay privy to that list. You know what I mean? I just sent it to Crypto Billy. Chocolate. I eat 90% pure dark chocolate, and it's an addiction I need to drop. Vanilla flavoring is gross. Google what it is. Well, not all vanilla flavoring. You're talking about a beaver butt. Yeah, right? Natural flavoring. I think that's what you're talking about. But the real vanilla flavoring? No, come on, man. A beaver's butt, yeah. Yes, it's a beaver's butt. See? I know what's up, man. Dude, I know what's going on, dude. I deep dive everything, even beaver's butts, man. This doesn't sound right. It sounds so weird. I'm deep diving beaver's butts lately, and I'm getting to the bottom of everything. I figured it out. We never went to the moon. How many people think we went to the moon? Did we go to the moon? Did we? Let's see what you guys think. Did we go to the moon? Did we go to the moon? Or was it a hoax? Vote today. Let's see how many people think we went to the moon or did we not go to the moon. I'm still kind of in between. You know what I mean? Didn't go to the moon. Radiation would have killed us, bro. Wow, I hear a different theory all the time. You know what I mean? And I don't know it all, so I'm not going to claim to be a know-it-all. All right? I love this coin, Dione, but it just couldn't keep it together. It's going to have to get some better market structure. There's that hilarious coin, that like Harry Potter, Obama, Inu. It's so ridiculous. All right, so right now it's a 56-43 out of 79 votes. More people believe we did not go to the moon than we did go to the moon. This is interesting. NASA, never a straight answer. I'm a know-it-all. We went. The moon is not solid. You cannot walk on it. My son's name is Jonas Quinn after the Stargate's S1 alien character. So cool. Didn't India go like this week? Bitcoin is going to the moon. Never a straight answer. NASA, funny. Will there be another lockdown? The lifers are smarter than the average. 54% at 100 votes say we did not go to the moon. If we did, then why aren't we still going today, right? Will we go to the sun? We will go to the sun. Bitcoin will go to the sun, right? Yeah. You know we did something extraordinary when the masses believe it to be magic. YouTube channel Y-Files has good content on it. The moon is a reflection of Earth. Because we lost technology. I do believe in the Anukai, though, right? Okay, I see you. I see you, Crypto Billy. I know about the Anukai. I did my deep dives. We all did our deep dives, right? So y'all know about Andromeda. That's another channel, right? Nobody seen that video, right? China will beat us to the moon this time, guarantee. Smart people, 139 votes, 56% believe we did not go to the moon. Pretty awesome. Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. We didn't moon when we said, but we definitely have gone to the moon since. What if there's a trick? Just to buy long red candles on the 24 day and the others on BTC pull out the gains. Look at GMX, please. They say Africa go to the sun, but they will go at night. So not. Other planets are reflection onto God's layers of water. I got homework starting with beaver butts. You're funny, man. Well, if you really want good homework, go Coral Castle. Study Coral Castle. Hydrophobic soil. And read the book Communion. Ed Lee Scalene, man, my man, how do you know, man? Did I put you on or did you know before me? Ed Lee Scalene, baby. Coral Castle. Amen. Anyway, let's get back into the brass tacks. Well, because tomorrow's kind of a holiday, tonight's a fun stream. You know, if it was a regular Monday, we would be on the brass tacks, heavy duty, but a little more laid back, a little more, we can talk about a few other different topics. Mike was the first one on the moon. Mike H. Yeah. Michael Hawk was the first one on the moon. Michael Hawk. Yeah. I'll take my intelligence to another level with at least humor, right? Gravity-fed ocean water into Death Valley, Salt Sea, Laguna Salada, would terraform a desert instead of going to Mars. I was locked out of the Discord group. Just email cryptolifers@gmail. We have people standing by to help you. We went to the immune degenerate. So it says 57% believe we did not. 43% said we did. We got a mixed crowd here in the group. Ada is sending Kaz is dropping. Yeah, the only trade I had going was a short on Casper. Let's see if it's still in profit or not. Let's take a look. A Casper short over here. This guy was short in Casper. What was he thinking? Yeah, and look, I'm up. I'm up 34% on my Casper short. Okay. $10. We'll see. Let's run it. Let's run it, bro. Okay, so, yeah, but look, I mean, that's the only trade I made today, and I've been sitting on it for a while, 34%, and it's been slow, too, right? But it just, to me, Casper has more legs to go down, man, so. We go to 16K. Only reason we short is to get more of it, yeah. Can you take a look at Litecoin? Exactly, sure. It takes a minute on mine, a few, yeah. So, yeah, it's the only trade I made today, and it's sitting there pretty. It's not huge gains, but it's a nice percentage gain. And just crawling away there, But if this keeps moving, I will add to the position. And it's a high leverage position, so if the market starts to rip, like if we get the dip like we want, back if this thing goes down, like right now, how much Casper went down? Like it went down like, let's see, we'll figure this out, but 1%. Yeah, it's down like 0.5%, and I turn that into 30%, right? So if this thing goes down 10%, like we'll turn this into some money. You know what I mean? Make $300 could turn into $100. So, and that's how you grow a $300 account to $1,000, little by little, not by trying to ape in all the time and make it. You take it one step at a time, everyone. You don't have to. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have to impress anyone but your own portfolio, right? Wait on this 15-minute to bounce back to the upside. Get rejected. If it keeps pushing, fine. Then the short, we don't enter the short. The cool thing about it is it'll give us a higher entry and a better stop loss. And look, this will turn the trade into a 4.8 to 1 risk-reward ratio. So if we can get this 15-minute to pump on the entry into the short, it'll give us a better short. All right. Is JP talking this month? Yes, we have. We've gone over this at the CME Watch Tool. If you want to take a look at the CME Watch Tool here, which is a great resource, 16 days and 16 hours, September 20th, there's 93% of no rate hike. 93% there will not be a rate hike, all right? Employment was up. He got what he wanted. We can only, so things should go somewhat as planned. I believe it's baked in at this point, and there's still some fear in the market. But we'll get to that, So, yes, we have 17 days, 16 days, all right? Wow. Anyway, there's always fear. When you look at fear, you Google fear and see what it's funny. But 40 at Crypto Fear and Index, 39 last week. But I believe I want to see shaded areas. We can get big chunks of Bitcoin. Like, that's where you buy the most BTC, all right? So, Bitcoin, DXY, all about the knowledge, Samaritan tablets. Yep, the Sumerian tablets, man. Sumerian. I thought it was Sumerian, not Samaritan. But I could be wrong. But Sumerian, right? I don't know. That was, and then that Jordan Maxwell's. There's all sorts of stuff out there, man. In a down market, a respective set pause and catch wicks because market reverses after the quick 5%. Super chats, NMR and shipping, ADA and AKRO. We'll take a look at NMR, which had a huge pump today, right? NMR, which is numeraire. Tika Tawari was all over this coin. He really was pushing it a lot to his peeps. It's the only thing hot. I was looking at in a bit of a flag earlier today, like could it possibly get some more gains? Went down and tried to pump up again, but it is going sideways now. Let's take a look at that. Bitcoin did this recently and had a nice pump after this consolidation, so I would just look to scalp this on smaller time frames. See if this nice little channel could continue. You know that the bigger time frames are getting overbought, so it could definitely dump on you. High risk, high reward, but there's a chance this thing does pump. I watch Numeraire, even put an alert here just to keep myself privy to what goes on. I like to know it all about the whole market. I want to know everything. Even though I'm not in the trade, I want to know everything about all the trades. All the trades. All the trades. No, sorry. Bugging out. But I want to know. I want to know. Just like Leon Bridges, baby. I want to know. So the 1 hour is also oversold. Moving average is getting a little far apart. I mean, overbought. I mean, oversold. No, it's pushing up. That's consolidating. We could get a push here. 15-minute needs to come on down, so it looks like you'll come back to the bottom of the channel, but you could still get a pump up and get a retest. I like what I'm seeing here. I like what I'm seeing here for a possible move for NMR. I keep this on the radar. This looks like it's scalpable. And again, it's up to you if you take the trade. I'm not telling you to trade that. I'm just saying, hey, of all the things I've watched tonight, and honestly, the smart move is to not even trade until after Monday. I'll be honest. That's the smart move. I want everyone to trade every night, right? Because, you know what I mean? Let's trade. I run a trading business, but you know what I mean? I'd rather be truthful than just push trading. You know, at the end of the day, I want you to know that there's days that are great for trading and days that are like, you could still, and it doesn't mean you can't pull gains tonight and you can't make someone might make the best trade of their life tonight. I'm not saying it can't happen. Opportunity is everywhere, but the probability is lower tonight than most nights. So just, you know. Made some NMR last night. Let's do it again, baby. It's up 110%. Why would we FOMO that? I've said that before, but it just looks like it could pump, you know. Daily is very overbought. I agree with you. But you'd be surprised. The consolidation on the 7 says it may get a pump. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it doesn't. I've seen Doom on Sunday. Yeah, Livers, you need to know the risk-reward ratio to adjust entry dollar amounts. Yeah. There you go. That's crazy. It's weird. I'm like, I know. Okay, I was like, where the heck did I lose windows while I'm trading? And I'm like, where is the window? Where did it go? You know? Anyway. So, I gave you my ideas for Bitcoin for the night, right? We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. I believe we can come up with a 15. If we get rejected by this level, then we have a short in order. Okay? Set that stop loss. Seize the day. XRP in the monthly will log. Thank me later with log. Thank me later. Okay. Okay. Blend. Yes. Typo. Sorry. No worries. Shout out to Justin Cashmore in the house. GF Burke. Let's take a look at shipping. SHPING USDT. It's on Coinbase. Gate.io. Shipping. Nice pump. All right. On the daily. Daily's overbought. I mean, it just looks like a great short. You're going to come back to the 21-day moving average. You're going to find a fib retracement somewhere into the golden pocket in the 786. Look left and just start placing some support and resistance levels that seem to matter. That hits the 706. You make wick down to the 786. So, yeah. And before this happens, you may get a pump on the 4 hour back up again. Like this. But for the most part, I see shipping making a move down. Specifically when the 4 hour goes below the 200, that's the 21. So you might get a pump up here, and then get slowly rejected down. So I'd wait for the bigger time frames. Even the 22 wants to come back down. Already starting, you know, And that's my idea for shipping. All right. I had a short 200 higher than that wick. It's a bad risk reward to go long or short right there. I've been putting out small scalps. Money is out there. Found a decent trade Sam made. Nothing happens until NF Mafia starts trading again on Tuesday. It's true. I set a stop loss on my long render trade after it gone under many times. As soon as I put my stop loss, it hit and bounced. Yeah, today's crazy. Okay, cool. Still trade going down. That was my plan. Amen. There you go. Let's take a look at Cardano. Someone wants Cardano. I see Cardano, I mean, just kind of dangling around. Cardano to me is just a long-term idea. Like, I just leave it at such, you know. So look, let's look at Cardano on the weekly. Like, that's, you got to look at these coins on bigger time frames too. So it's finally got a weekly bullish div, like a strong one, somewhat of a strong one, I guess. Like a exaggerated bullish divergence on the weekly. Very oversold on the weekly. Cardano was just beat. Like I was showing someone, like it kind of has like a descending triangle vibe to it. Really does, like. Kind of a head and a shoulder pattern too there. Look at that. That's just shoulder, head, and I mean that. Cardano could dump, man. 5 cents. 16 cents. Seems like the altcoins are getting weak. You know, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bear news. I just got to show you what I'm seeing. Like that's a descending triangle, really. You could say you got a falling wedge here, but even that says you could fall back further to the wedge. 3-day chart's oversold. You want to bounce. Daily is attempting a bounce as well, with a little bullish div there. I love Cardano. I believe it's a good time to buy some Cardano for the long haul. I'm with you on that. You know what I mean? So I like Cardano. If you're out there, hey, let's see if you guys cheer this. Let's see if you guys cheer this. We'll go to spot. We'll go to ADA. ADA's low right now, and it could go lower. I get it, but I mean, in the next 4 to 5 years, I believe, or the next 4 years, this is a low price for Cardano, right? So if we look at ADA right there, boom, and I'll buy myself $500 worth of Cardano right now, and just add to my Cardano bag. While people are in fear, I'm going to add to my bags. All right. You do that 10 times, next thing you know, you have $5,000 worth of Cardano. You sell it off 2-3 years from now, you know. Bitcoin looking terribly down. Yeah, I see a move to the downside for Bitcoin as well, right? Just going to see maybe the 15-minute comes back up and gives you, you know, an even closer stop loss, a better risk stop loss. But again, if we can't get back above 26,050 and 25.9, expect the market to go further down. That's very simple to me. Like, don't reinvent the wheel. We're having a problem getting back above a key level over and over again. Like, if you can't get back above that level, remain short. Once you get above it, you can close the short. You know what I mean? Just telling you to remain short for Bitcoin. So that's why I also have the short for Casper open, just because it's like if Bitcoin takes that dump, then the Casper will pay us even more, you know. So this was the short on Casper here on the 4-hour time frame that I opened. And so far it has broken the trend to the downside. And we were looking for that bearish retest, which we kind of got. And I saw a rejection resistance here. And so, you know. And symmetrical triangles usually break to the downside. And I know the bigger downtrend is further down. So I'm just expecting this to go further all the way here. And then what I did is, you know, if you want me to just make this real clear to you, moving averages, look, they're cascading down. It's a great sign. But I had an upper trend line. And it just looks like we're going to drop to the bottom trend line. Just pattern trading, you know, we hit, you know, so. That'd be a nice little payday there down to the downside. And that, you know, so how I look at it this way, 9 times 66, right? 594%, right? So that's 5. That's basically, you could round it up to a 6x. Basically, so 6 times that 30. I mean, you make $180 off $30. Take the account up, and that's a safe way to grow the 300 to 1,000 and really begin to make a move. You know, you could try to be a hero and put all the money in, have high liquidation levels, and never make it through the trade. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of figure out what you want to do. All right. Once that turns to 1,000, I'll turn it to 2, 3, 4, 5, and eventually I'll be making 10,000. You know, you'll see it. I'll be doing 20,000 at 5x, 30,000 at 10x. You'll see $300,000 trades, $500,000 trades. We'll be doing some big trades here on the channel. That's what we're going for. So get excited. I'm just perfecting strategy over and over again, just hammering down how I want to make these trades. Okay, let's take a look at AKRO, which I believe is just which the charts convey we're going to continue to the downside. Charts convey we're just going to continue to dump. The daily needs to come back down to the 21-day moving average. It hasn't hit it yet. I don't see why it won't. It almost did it there. That was you could have closed the short already, but looks like there's more to come for this short. And honestly, yeah, even the 3-day chart here says you're probably gonna you got to come down to here. You got to come here on the 3-day chart, so you can delete everything. Just like look, watch. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna blow your mind. Anyone can teach you how to trade, but can people really show you the sauce, like the special sauce, baby? Right? So look. This was also a bear flag, right? We shorted to the downside. Anyway, so Caspa, we go back on the 3-day. I delete the other works. You can't see it for now. You get a huge pump. Things are great. You go back in time, like after the pump, like you got to come back to the 21-day moving average. Like you got to. And this is going to come up while that comes down, but it's still going to give you a substantial move down. And usually you'll break it and even go lower then. You know? That's here we sit, getting rejected by the 21 like the last time here. And then we kept falling further down. So take a look at AKRO now on the 3-day and see that it hasn't even come to the 21 yet. Okay? Now, the only thing I'll give you is the 21 is above the 200 SMA there, which is a more bullish sign, but it was up here too. I mean, also tells me that it probably has to come back down to the 200 SMA at one point. That 4-hour looks pretty bullish, right? People are like, oh, I want to trade that 4-hour. Just remember the bigger time frames have a downtrend. Doesn't mean it can't pop, but the pattern even looks pretty ugly to me. The only interesting thing is you do have a hidden bullish divergence. I'll tell you that. That's interesting to me. That's the one little loop. But it could get negated if we just drop a little more, and then we won't have it anymore. So this curving on the 21 tells me we're coming back down, baby. Watch that 3-day chart, come back to the 21 SMA. Try me on this. Watch this. Set it and forget it. Come back a week or two later and say, hey, man, you know what? We'll write here. Let me see if I'll write it down. Remind the crowd. Remind the watchers. What date was this? 9/3. Said we would hit the 21 SMA 3D. All right, let's see, man. I love this, and I'll keep that, and we'll just come back to it. All right. At this price, I bought a bag today. Just me though. Fam. At this price, Cardano, you mean? Or FAM? Can you look at GALA? GALA is a good long. Fam, at this price, I bought a bag today. Just me, though. Wow, Crypto Billy not afraid to grab GALA on the low. All right. And I was talking about shorting GALA yesterday at 17. Said no reason why we shouldn't just take that free money. Let's take a look how bad it got. We didn't even take a look yet. Well, 1635. It could have, it got pretty bad, though. Went down to 15. All right. And we had this little flag and it dumped to the downside, but it could have been worse. It really could have been. Really oversold with some bullish divergence now. And like the lowest it's ever been. And that was the short right there that we put out to the group. And it's about to hit the target. Could have more downside, technically. It's not good when the two heads of a company are arguing over like the selling of millions of dollars worth of the asset. I mean, pretty garbage. Would get me irate. I was a long-term holder. I wasn't happy about it. I figured I'd sell it all off and buy GFAL instead. Put my money into a team that's not complaining. You know what I mean? I don't want to invest with a bunch of people that are whining. You know what I mean? I don't want to invest with GALA if they're going to be arguing amongst each other. If they're arguing amongst each other, how are they going to help my money grow? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make sense to me. That's not business savvy. That's not business sense. That's bad sense. You know, I don't want to be a part of that. So, we will get to 6 if we break 3-1. Seems like GALA has liquidity issue. The only reason we had why a head of a company would sell that much of its asset. 66x lev on 150 beans. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah. And now we're up 40% on the Casper short, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Join the group in MEXC today, baby. Find gains in the worst markets possible. Still sniffing out something. It's money time and they don't have it. Seems like GALA has a liquidity issue. Yeah. And this is when people want to be getting into things in the bear. You don't want bad news on the bear market. But that's a double bottom for GALA. If you got the guts like Crypto Billy, could be an amazing time to get on in. So in my mind, you know, usually a beat up situation is the best thing for a long-term investor. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taking as financial advice, but I've seen these things happen before. I'm just depicting previous life experience. But you know, you sold at the right time, brother. You helped us settle our emotions and set our mind straight. Rockton Road. Dang, shorting Casper, you sold at the right time, brother. You helped us settle our emotions and set our mind straight. Yep. I just joined the stream. Have you talked about the hurricane in Florida? I've seen videos of the crazy damage. It was pretty bad, yeah. A lot of flooding, you know. My buddy lived in Clearwater. You know, Gary Cardone said things are okay, though. So we'll see. The Bitcoin 50-minute is not doing any upside. Is that 4-hour that's giving us that downside? Yeah, usually the 4-hour will just keep crushing price action. See that a lot on the weekends, too, as well. You know, the 4-hour just wants to melt you down. And that's going to help CAS continue to dump here as Bitcoin continues to dump, more than likely. But we're just battling 25. We're just like sitting at these these sideways levels. To me, we're breaching, and so now it's the cool thing is if you breach, eventually you will get a pop for the 15. But if you fall down, the 50-min will come up and you'll bearishly retest, or maybe you drop in your bearishly retest here. But either way, you'll still get an entry when the Stokes come back up. You just might be lower, you know. So it looks like we, you know, and again, they may just come down, grab it, wick it, bring it back up. This is the weekend, man. Be careful. They'll do a really weird thing. Hey, Sam, how are you doing? Thoughts on algo? I'm doing all right. My aunt died about an hour ago. I found out. She could have been died for a few days. We do not know. But she has passed. I'm a pump for Bitcoin. You're going to pump Bitcoin or you're a pump for Bitcoin? That's not proper English, but hey, Sam, do you go into which banks in your classes that take, and we'll do crypto off-ramping? My bank shut me down. My bank did too, man. So I'm still kind of in the mix of finding the best off-ramp, right? Filecoin is brewing, says the people. Let's see what they're saying here for Filecoin. And you can test my theories, all the things that I say, and just see if they work. If they don't, you can say, hey, you can come back and say, hey, that's and I can say, hey. But I mean, I know I've taught so many people and it works. So we've thrown this out to random people, let them take the sauce, and we've seen what they've done. We've seen people get funded. We've seen do so many things. We've seen people create just things you wouldn't believe. All right. So From people that met me, they've gone after their dreams and changed their lives. So many people have. And it's the consistency that people love. Every single day here. Suited up, clean cut, ready to go. No BS, the voice of crypto. All right? We're here for you every single day, baby. And we put you and your desires in crypto first. Because they're my desires, and together we stay aligned. So sorry your aunt passed, man. What a year so far. Life is precious. Prayers for your family. Thank you. She was very, very old. God bless her. She lived a great life, you know. So she knew so much. She had a memory like you wouldn't believe. She didn't have Alzheimer's or any of that. I did not get the cause of death. I'm going to guess it was some type of heart failure because she was a little, you know, she was a little overweight for her age. She was in her 80s. You know what I mean? And, but she was still funny. I just seen her not too long at my dad's funeral, which is sad. It's the last time I saw her. You know, always good to know you've got those good genes. Yeah, on both sides of my family, my grandfather also lived to 91. I will tell you, everyone, I hadn't seen her since. Thing is, I went to go see my mom. I was really worried about my mom, everyone. And I'm going to make an excuse here, but, you know, and a couple times I saw my aunt, but I didn't, like, go out of my way to go hang out. But I also wasn't home a lot here in Boston, you know. I spent 6 weeks of the 8 weeks of the summer away from home. And the 2 weeks I was home, I was here helping my family. But no excuse. I could have dropped by her house, rang the doorbell, said hello. She did talk a lot. I'd be there for hours, even if I wanted to stop by for 10 minutes. Something that made it tough. But, you know, there's no excuse. I'm just telling on myself. I could have spent more time with my aunt, you know. In my defense, my dad and her were somewhat estranged. They didn't talk a lot, you know. And she didn't come to any of, like, we didn't see her. You know, my dad lived away. They didn't. And when I moved back home to Boston, you know, without even asking my parents, I went and reached out. And my wife made her some dinner. And we took her out to, I think 3 or 4 times I took her out to lunch in the last 2 or 3 years, you know. So I could have been a better nephew. I did run a business. I was busy. She was someone, we didn't know each other that well, but I did reach out. I did the best I could, you know. Deep inside, I feel like I could have spent a little more time. You know, I could have spent a little more time. We didn't know each other that well, but it was fun to talk to her, you know. It was interesting, so I don't know. Judge me if you want. I don't know. I don't know if she did or not. I can't. I didn't. We'll stay off the exact topic. I know what you're saying. I don't know if she did or not. Regardless if she did or not, she was 85, man. You know what I mean? Dear Crypto Bros, if USD says depegs to 50 cents, what happens to Bitcoin? It goes up in huge values. If USD depegs to 50 cents, that's crazy. USD? You have a very mature outlook on that, Sam. Remember the movie Enter the Void? Just speak to her now and you can both find closure. Now, I got closure, man. Like, we didn't have a huge relationship. I think I did a good job. Like, my family kind of kept me away, and I still went out of my way and you know what I mean? So, God bless your life. You were able to spend some time with her either way. Yeah, exactly. Did you manage to buy Bitcoin at 24K for your DCA other than that 19? Yeah, no, I bought some at 25, 26, 24. I don't know if I got any 24, to be honest, but I got 25, 26. I definitely DCA'd heavily. I almost got another whole Bitcoin, honestly. I ended up getting another 0.59 Bitcoin. Drop the Rock is a great book for those dealing with unresolved issues. Drop the Rock from God is Love. He's always given us a book, man. The guy is a avid reader. And what happens when China delete the crypto and China's people need to liquidate? I don't know, man. Whatever you want, man. You can live in whatever alternate reality you want, man. I don't have the answer for you, brother. At the end of the day, I'm a strong person. I'll find a way to survive. If crypto disappears and turns to zero, I'll find another way to survive. You know what I mean? I will. I'll do whatever it takes, man. So, to me, I'm a survivor, and I believe in opportunity. No matter what happens around me, I will be the one. You know why? Because when the world gets bad, someone always lives, right? Go watch an old movie about, you know, the hard times. Someone makes it out. Someone makes it out of every hardship. Somehow, some way, someone makes it out, right? This pump to the upside never hit the target. I mean, the stop loss. I did call this out. It took a few more, a little longer, but it still banged to the upside. OG for 35% gains. And I could send this to the workshop. And you can put that in there, Shano. And we continue to give you guys gains. And this was also a token metrics call, I believe. And I was able to just, so I take token metrics. I find good TA on it. And then we work it into our magic. And regardless, we find gains all month long, up and down and up. I've called it short for Bitcoin, long for Bitcoin. We've done so many amazing things here in the last few days, in the last few weeks. Unreal. So we had that diamond for Bitcoin before the pump. Then we had the call. We said, this is bearish, baby. And we got that drop to the downside. I called the short live on the channel, if you remember correctly. And it pummeled down nicely. You have a multi-dimensional trading strategy, lifer. You have so much ways of preserving the market. No way you could ever go broke, man. Thank you, brother. If your crypto isn't the answer, then we're all screwed anyway. Exactly. Then we might as well get on a boat and start living off the land in some random island, Pivoting and going against the herd. Two great techniques, no doubt. Shout out to Crypto Billy, man. I love you, man. Yeah, when you don't drink alcohol, you go against the herd, too. Most people are drinking. Most people are out there getting sloshed. When you decide to say no, you see that there's something different going on. You're like, it's almost like they pause reality and they press play on you. I remember to this day, I'm sitting there with Crypto Billy in Austin, Texas. And we're at this kind of, we're at this pretty crazy little after crypto party. And there's, scantily clad and, and there's booze. And the guy's like, everybody, we're here to get messed up. Yeah. And I looked at Crypto Billy and I was like, so that guy wants everyone to get messed up tonight, and it's like, that's their plan. And I'm like, I don't want to get messed up tonight. I was like, I have to wake up tomorrow and do a live stream. I was like, I actually still want to do a Bitcoin update when I get back to my hotel room for my trading group. I was like, I have a bunch of people that depend on me. I'm not going, and I just realized, I was looking at everyone. I was like, these people probably get to go home tomorrow. They're going to stay out till 3 or 4 in the morning, and they're going to wake up tomorrow at 10 or 11. Maybe they all have regular jobs. I was like, I don't have a regular job. I have a 24/7 obligation to people around the world, and so Crypto Billy looked at me and he was like, it's time to get out of here, man. And we were drinking tonic water all night, and I was like, yeah, let's get out of here, and it was just, I realized, man, and I had a great night that night. I didn't have to drink to have a good night. I actually met it actually was the best thing that I didn't drink that night, because I met 2 people that didn't drink as well. And now I know when I go to a crypto event, if Crypto Billy's around, we're going to go get a steak dinner together. We're going to go hang out together. And I know I'm going to spend time with someone that's going to higher my frequency, raise my vibration, make me feel better about what I'm doing, probably give me some insight, maybe even give me a little bit of, give me some real estate, insight. This guy's older than me, smarter than me, entrepreneur more than me, understands more about the world than me. And even then, I was talking to him about all sorts of things that night. If I was sloshed, we would just blah, blah, blah. But no, we were having a real conversation. We got to know each other because neither of us were drinking, man, and it was a real night. So I just want to tell you, go out there to the world, be yourself. Alcohol takes you away from yourself. Be yourself. You know what I mean? This could be retesting for sure. And there's a little bit of hidden bullish there in a way. The 21's a little curved for my liking, but it could bounce. The daily still kind of has some momentum. 22 hours coming back down. The 4 hour. The 1 hour. 1 hour's pushing to the upside. Watch this thing. It could get a bounce here off of that trend line. It's funny you said that. Yeah, they were giving people quinine, tonic water, because it has the quinine. It's funny you said that. I quit drinking because of you and other no drinking streamers. Thank you, man. Shout out to Judge Bibbles. We love you, man. Bitcoin will go to $9 million once people start investing into it without even knowing it. When people ask their financial advisor for advice, they will do it for them through ETFs. Alcohol and drugs suppress your pineal gland and throws a veil over your true self for sure. My man. Bitcoin is going to break 4-hour highs, in my opinion. Your words are priceless, lifer. Thank you. I made gains that night. Thank you for just being you, who you are. Much love, Sammy. Always believe in yourself. Desire, dedication, discipline, and determination. The 4 Ds. First, you have the desire to change your life. You say, I want to do something different with my life, so you do it, right? Then you have the dedication to do it over and over again, day after day after day after day. Then you have the discipline to keep doing it, because some days you're not going to feel great. Some days you're going to be sick, physically sick. Your body's not going to be up to it. And the discipline inside your mind will keep you going. And then the determination never to stop, no matter what gets in your way. No matter if there's a plane, no matter if you're traveling, no matter what's happening, the determination to make it happen. So my biggest losses came when I was drinking. Look at that. You think XRP looking good? 50 cents is nice. I don't drink, but you can still be yourself, tipping a couple back with some friends. Funny. I make my own seltzer water and use lime juice. It's pretty awesome. How do you make your water carbonated, Burke? Nitrogen. Everything hits yearly opens. Yeah, I bought a 20-pound tank and get it refilled. He's got the Mac Daddy. I haven't had alcohol in 5 years. Don't miss it at all, says my man. Western Union adopted XRP last week, didn't they? I don't think so. But that's about the show, everyone. Mac Daddy, baby. VELO making a nice move for a scalp. Let's take a look at VELO. Bitcoin back at 25.9. Oh, who would have thought? 25.9 again, right? Oh, wow. Nice pump for VELO. It's funny right here. Look at me in my call for VELO. Right there. Look at that. It was a descending triangle. Oh, so it was a short, actually. Look, and it popped. I got stopped off, so I can't even take credit for it. But it was a descending. It's funny. I did look at it, and I saw it's oversold, but it was in a descending triangle. I don't know if I put this out to the trading group. Maybe I did. Might be one of actually the worst calls I ever made. It's because they... Take a look. I'll own it if I own it. I'll own it. I might have kept it to myself just because I didn't like the setup, but we'll see. We'll find out. Yeah, I put a VELO short idea at 8:29 at 9:10 a.m. But it obviously just got stopped out. 2% though, very tiny trade. So you couldn't have lost a lot of money on the trade unless you were over leveraged out of your mind. But VELO just continued to pump. And I wish I had looked at this. I mean, that's a beautiful, look at that. Look at that flag. And look, if we put it out, tight moving averages, it's pretty far away. Wow, look at that move for VELO. Actually a nice coin too that likes to pump. And you could say that was like a little bit of a flag. Wow, nice scalp for VELO there out of that. Funny, I've seen that exact shape on Caspa. I remember it. Specifically, too. And Bitcoin at 25,885, just kind of tripping around, not doing much craziness. And everyone, there's some nights where you just don't have to be in a trade. You don't have to force it. You could begin to build bags. You could look at things. You could begin to see what's kind of coming our way. All right. Side finance looks a little weird to me. Well, it's doing something like, consolidating something like this. Some weird music there. I'll give it to you. Let's change that up. Whatever happened to that SafePal retest? Did it continue to pump? It did. And look at that. We gave you this SafePal retest, and it continues. And then that other flag up. SafePal continuing to pump off the retest. Making a nice hold of 18% gains now. And we talked about this retest. We went over it when it happened. Even talked about bringing the stop loss to break even. Said the trade's at the money now. See that? And there you go. 18% for SafePal. We went over it on the weekly screen share. I gave the setup on Thursday night in the weekly screen share. And here we are coming into Sunday night. It's only been 3.5, 4 days. And another 18% gains for SafePal. So OG also hit. MC is something we're still looking at. Merit Circle on the trading group as well. Join the trading group, make gains on the live stream, and then join the trading group if you want to help others make more gains. And look, that got a nice pump off the bottom of the channel to the upside here. And you're seeing tight moving averages. 4 hours not in the best spot yet again. Looks like it may have to consolidate again, but I like what I'm seeing on the bigger time frame, like that 22. Says we can get blasted. So I'm watching Merit Circle in this beautiful consolidation. To me, it looks like the next coin that could get a bit of a pop here on the bigger time frame. So I'm watching it. 4-hour come back down, give us the perfect entry for Merit Circle. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for jumping on in. I'm going to jump on out of here for the night. It is 9:53. An amazing live stream. Let me make sure I got to all the super chats. Something else may have jumped on in. Quick litmus test. Would any livers in New England area be interested in a winter meetup for snowboarding and skiing at a nearby mountain resort? I would love to do that, honestly. The problem is my streaming. We got to get there at the right time. There's got to be a good Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? A lot of resorts don't have good Wi-Fi. What I do for a living impedes a lot of this just free range. You know, I travel, but I got to travel right. I would love to do it. I even have a buddy that has a place that I can actually live stream, which I've already live streamed from already in Vermont. I could ask him if I could stay there or if he could bring me up there. So did we go to the moon? 63% of the people say we did not go to the moon. 354% votes. 30% said we did. Do I believe we went to the moon? Honestly, I don't think I have enough data to know. You know, all my data is based on data that I've seen on YouTube, really. Like, think about it. Everything I know about the moon is some, like, black and white documentary I saw when I was a kid. You know, what my parents told me, what I read in school on a book, and what I've watched on YouTube. Like, I don't have a family member that was actually working for NASA. I have no insider knowledge. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. I'm open-minded to believe we did or we didn't. I lean no. I lean to the no side if I had to make a final decision, but I don't know. I'm open-minded to believe. I'm just not. I wasn't close enough to the information. That's like asking me if I knew what John Gotti's plans were back in the day. I was like, well, I wasn't in the mafia, you know. They didn't tell me. You know, I wasn't in the NASA mafia. They didn't tell me, you know. So I'm under the impression that I am only 40 years old, and there's so much knowledge in the world. For me to believe that I have even a piece of everything that was ever known is just ridiculous. So I'm extremely ignorant, and I will die ignorant no matter how much I learn, no matter how many books I read. So you think we're in the space race with Russia? Yes, we went. I mean, moon cheese. Water could never hold to a flying, spitting ball. Alien cheese. Shout out to Music Man Miracle. Shout out to GF Burke. Shout out to Seize the Day. Shout out to Kush is my cologne. Shout out to Elion Rodriguez Elanix. Shout out to PG Stunna, Bitmac, and everybody here on the live. Airdrop Philippines and the Auto Team, and maybe a Band-Aid in the house. Everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate for each and every one of you for being here. 381 people still kicking it. $47 in chat revenue. Let's take a look at the fan funding before we get on out of here and give everyone their respect. Shout out to Dopamine Wave Pool. I'm looking to get in on AKRO for its last leg towards the 21 SMA on the daily. Don't want financial advice, just technical opinions. My man. OG USD, love you, Sam. Thank you for being here through everything. Prayers for your family, as always. So much love in the group. God bless you. God has love for the 777s. And we looked at OG. Quick litmus test. Any livers? We would love to do that. From Anthony C. And Johnny Run, how about your TA? Any thoughts on AIDA? We looked at Cardano. Love you, brother. The energy and the passion speaks volumes. Could you please look at NMR and shipping? And we took a look at those. Shout out to Joe Alfio. If you look at BLZ, we looked at that too. DGen button for Sally and Crypto Billy started it off with the 499. Wow, you guys ripped it up. Thank you so much. We were live twice today on the weekend. We go hard. It's funny. It's like I work hard. I work really, you know what is? I work less doing interviews and stuff like that and less like behind the scenes business work and more kind of channel work and, you know, and just kind of watching what's happening in the markets too. So. Anyway, may God bless everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Shout out to my man, Astromatics, banging on the Unify. He was 4 for 4. May he go 5 for 5. Shout out to Nick Zulu. Shout out to 3D Crypto. Shout out to all the awesome people in the house. Let's take a look at RUNE real quick. I'm seeing someone talk about RUNE. Let's just take a look at Thorchain. So what do I see happening for Thorchain? Well, I see the moving averages a little too far apart, right off the bat. See the 3-day a little high and away from the 21. And I see the 2-day a little high away from the 21-day moving average too as well. Price action usually can't kind of get busy until the 21 starts to kind of come into play here. While my stomach is in such pain, I took, doxycycline for 3 weeks straight. It destroyed my gut health. Really did. I know it did. Look, shoulder, head, and shoulder here. And now I just have so much pain. Like, I didn't eat dinner. My wife made dinner, and I couldn't even eat dinner today. I was like, I can't. What's the last thing I ate today? I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, I had like a BBQ chicken and pepper jack sandwich. And I don't eat cold cuts ever. Just today, randomly. I eat cold cuts like once every 10 years or something. It's really random. So RUNE is getting tight. I just don't like how far away the 21 is from the 200. All right. And after a pump, usually we do retrace back to almost to the 618. Could make a move either way. It's a symmetrical triangle. 1 hour time frame suggesting you'll get at least a bounce to the top of the channel, and you can go from there. So RUNE suggesting you might get a nice little bounce up here, but that might be it for RUNE. 6%, 10% gains possibly out of RUNE. Take profit area 155.91. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Shout out to my Aunt Maureen, who has drifted off into the abyss of the next realm of life. I miss her. She was a sweetheart. She was a good woman. And, I didn't have the greatest relationship with her. I didn't know her too well. But, I reached out. She was nice to me. I was nice to her. She told me a lot about the past. She knew a lot about different things. She was a funny woman. She remembered everything. She liked to laugh. She loved to tell a story. And, may she rest in peace, and may God bless her and her family. I'm going to see her kids again. They were just recently around, but I'm going to be able to see her son, Kevin, who I haven't seen since I was a very little kid. That should be interesting, too, as well. So, hey, it's sad, though. Funerals do bring families and, bring people you haven't seen together in a long time. So, only thing I just drink is the lemon water. Maybe the lemon water is giving me some gas, I don't know. I'm getting some serious gas right now. It looks like Sammy's going to have to go, sit with, my waist in the air. I don't know. I don't want to bring you guys there. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. May you have a wonderful night, and I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I may take the night off. I don't think I'll post much into the chart tonight. It's slow, anyone. Be careful, everybody. I do see more downside than upside for Bitcoin. There's more liquidity to the downside on BOOKMAP than anywhere else. You know what I mean? So remember, if you can't get back above 25.9, you got to expect more downside. Just keep it real to yourself with supportive resistance, and let that be your guide. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. for another beautiful live stream. Monday morning, ready to go. Remember, stock market will be closed. It will be a funny kind of day. I wouldn't be surprised if we went sideways throughout the night, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Thank you.